We're at the IAB Digital Summit 2017. We're chatting to Melissa Attree. She's the Creative Director, Ogilvy PR in Cape Town. Melissa, welcome.
Hi.
Tell us a little bit, what is content marketing?
So content marketing is nothing necessarily new. Brands have been publishing content for many, many years. I think content marketing is really just about getting your message across to your consumers in a way which is authentic and relevant, and using all the different kind of digital platforms that we have at the moment to communicate in different ways.
So how has it grown and why has it become more popular?
It's become a buzzword, I think, because of the amount of content that's actually out there on the internet. There's just so much content that's kind of being created, and we needed a way to try and formalize what we were producing for that. So for me, content marketing, as I said, nothing new, but I think it's the fact that we have so many more opportunities to develop content, create content, distribute content, that it's become something which most agencies and brands are thinking about quite seriously.
So at the summit, you spoke about key trends that are disrupting this industry.
Yes.
Can you take us through maybe the top 3 trends?
So top 3 trends for me, I think one of my most favorite is collaboration. I think we know that a lot of brands are working with influencers, but I think it's more about how you really actively collaborating with people. So how are you actively getting people who are involved in a certain niche, who have a certain degree of authenticity or relevance? How are you actively bringing them into the creative process when you create content? And I think we're going to see a lot more brands being open and being brave enough to collaborate with influencers, relevant kind of people who know their space, bloggers, video makers, creators, and I think also journalists to a degree. I think we need to see more brands kind of partnering with key publications to produce great branded content. So that was collaboration for me, which is really important. The other one that I think is important is that we need to start looking towards the fact that we have to now pay to play. So it's no longer free. 10 years ago, when I was in the internet kind of PR business, we could get great coverage, things could go viral for next to nothing. Now, if you're looking at places like Facebook, you've got to place really strong ad campaigns in order to get your work noticed and to get people talking about your product. So it's no longer free. And it's no longer free from a media spend point of view, and also from a point of view of investment in terms of time and crafting a final product. So that was probably the second biggest one. The third one for me is what we're going to see a lot of going forward in the future. And this is just in order to help people to manage their customer service and the way that they communicate with their clients, is we're going to see a lot more chatbots coming through, especially on Facebook Messenger. A lot of us have been exposed to those kind of bots already. But it's going to help brands, big brands especially, who have large volumes of kind of complaints or queries from people, to navigate the kind of space a lot more easier. So, yeah.
Can you give us an example of a successful content marketing a successful content marketing example in the South African industry? In the
South African industry, I think you've got a lot of kind of brands doing some interesting kind of things. Anyone who's publishing content on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, through blogs, through publishers, is being quite successful in terms of what they do. I mean, we work with a number of brands who produce kind of great content on an ongoing basis, which gets great reach and engagement. That could be seen as being successful. There's a lot of people doing quite nice kind of native advertorial kind of work, native advertising, which essentially is advertorial. And then I think just anyone that's kind of listening to what their customers are saying and kind of feeding back and producing content based on that. So, I mean, most of the brands that we're working with, most of the brands that most agencies are working with, anyone who's involved in social is effectively producing good content.